wired because they didn't even have the overheads. So it's really a license. Yeah, like when we bought our house, we had to change the wiring to be on code. We either needed a switch outlet or a light. And since we have full access from but we're open until midnight tonight.
Midnight?
Yeah. Oh, wait, because the art festival? Yeah. And then I'm open again tomorrow, which I never am.
Yep, thank you so very much.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
That's cool. That is cool. You see all the ones there?
Yeah.
Quite a place.
That's a lot of light.
This is beautiful. Oh, I love that.
What time you starting tomorrow night?
Today we started at 12.
That would go good with my retro.
Hi, I'm Liz Siegel, and I am the owner of the lamp shop here on Pine Street. Well, what the art hop means to me is probably it's the best marketing tool I have. Thousands and thousands of people come through that may not have come through my store before, and it's just a really fun experience to see everybody's reactions to what we have in the shop. It's not your average lamp shop, so we surprise a lot of people. So we are located at 424 Pine Street, and that is just south of Speeder and Earls. We offer a wide range of antique and vintage lighting that we've restored. We repair and fix and restore everybody's new, used, old lamps. And we also have the best and most unique lampshades in all of Vermont. Well, we carry a wide variety of LED bulbs. They're starting to phase out the incandescent bulbs, but their LED varieties are getting much better. We have everything from warm tones to higher wattages, lower wattages. We have some that are replicas of old vintage bulbs, so we pretty much have a little bit of everything for everyone. Okay, so when we go out looking for lamps, we have to keep our options wide open. We look at things that are not even lamps yet, but we're obsessed with lighting, so we can reimagine it as a lamp. I buy things I love, I buy things that are weird, I buy things that are classic, and so we just try to have a little bit of everything for everybody. We have everything in lighting from the early 1900s up through pretty much the 80s. We like to offer a huge variety for everybody, and it really just depends on what people are looking for. We have started to work with hotels and motels that are looking to have a very unique and individual look to every room and even to their lobbies and whatnot. And so we try to do a lot of work with businesses and see what happens. I have gone, one of my favorite things to do is walk down the street at night and look into people's houses because you can see the lights. And I will remember the light from our shop and be like, hey, I remember that light. And then I remember who might live there. It's fun to go into different businesses and see your lights. Yeah, it's just fun. Right now, I think my most unique lamp is a very large orange orb. It is an original Sonneman that one of my pickers had just recently gotten out of a 1960s home. And I just got it a couple weeks ago, and it is by far my favorite. Well, we are a woman-run business. There are 4 of us here, a couple of full-time and 1 part-time person, and we all kind of share the responsibilities. You kind of learn as you go, so because every piece, because it's vintage, is unique. So when you take it apart, you never know what you're going to find. So it's just have to take it as it comes.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Man Ray the great artist, but he had a lampshade that he untwirled and he hung that, and it was just beyond famous, Man Ray.
I do not remember the Man Ray. I'll have to go Google that right after this. But we have a huge assortment of shades. They're all made to order, so we choose the fabric, we choose the size, but just because we don't have it doesn't mean we can't get it. So we're always reordering shades, and I'd say 98% of our shades are made in the United States. And the only imports we carry are from one of our domestic shade manufacturers. Well, every piece of lighting in your home is really a decoration and an expression of who you are and how you want to convey the warmth in your space. And unfortunately, a lot of people leave lighting till the very last thing, but we feel lighting is really important and you should design your room around that. But we are biased because we are the lamp shop. And we are located at 424 Pine Street, which once again is just south of Speeder and Earls. And you can email us at liz@shopthelamp.com or find us on Instagram at the.real.lamp.shop.
I like this one.
My name is Chris Brown, and this is my first time coming down to Art Hop. Usually I was working in the restaurants, but now I have the opportunity to come walk around and see what's going on, and just really wanted to see all the types of art that's out there and the different things that people are doing. So yeah, it's amazing out here. Okay. Art Hop means to me, it's a chance to be free. Express yourself in so many different ways through paint. I think there's a gentleman up there who was doing woodwork. He made horses and eagles, birds, out of woodwork. So it's just an opportunity for expression and for people to come by and see the art, because a lot of people they work inside. So now when there's opportunities like this to come out and show their work, and it's just an amazing place to be and show your work. It's so much artistry out here and so much expression. So yeah, absolutely. I'm also a voiceover artist. I do commercials, narrations, e-learning, anything where there's a need for recording, I can do it and post it on online and TV commercials and stuff like that. I also have a podcast called Cannasations with Chris, where I highlight the cannabis industry and highlight everybody in Vermont in the field from seed to sale, and they come on my show and talk about their relationship with cannabis and things like that. So my podcast is on Instagram. It's Cannasations Chris Podcast. Also, my website is with a KVO. That's where my voiceover page. And I'm Chris Brown VO, and it's Chris with a K. Make sure it's KRIS. So yeah, I do anything that is voice related. I had a band here in Vermont called the High Breaks. He's Matt Hagen. He was doing surf rock, and I did the story behind it. So while they were playing the music, I was reading the words and basically giving a narration of the album.
Thank you, sir.
Got in trouble here.
There's a lot more, man. Wow.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Ruel, and this is my artwork, and I'm talking about the new work that I have for this year. And this is a view of equinox that you might have seen if you arrived in Manchester, Vermont on the railroad in the old days. The railroad track would be in the foreground, and that what you might see out the window. This is, let's see, these are new works. This is called Brook, and it's kind of the idea of high contrast snow scene. Yeah, this is the longest covered bridge in America, and that's goes from the town of Windsor here to Corinth, New Hampshire, and it's Scuttony's kind of an important mountain to people who live near it because it's Monadnock, you know, an individual mountain all by itself. This is a scene from Oxbow Mountain on the Green Mountain Ridge line, fairly near to the Long Trail. Oh yeah, this is a scene of Smuggler's Notch. I just wanted to show the quiet, soft snow. You know, a lot of people use this as their recreation, walking through the notch when the road is closed. This is a ski scene that I did a long time ago that's really about the crystallization of the branches on the high cross trails on the, you know, the big peaks. All right, so I have a series here that goes from, you know, through the seasons in Vermont, and the last one I arrived on was the wintertime in Vermont. And we were out west, and I was talking to a guy who was saying the thing he loved about Vermont most was the villages. And it occurred to me that it was so unique in America to have these old villages still intact. I wanted to show the ideal, and so I presented it as buildings that I in particular like, and just put them together in my own way. The Art Hop is a art festival that's unlike any other, especially because it was created by the city of Burlington, from the citizens just coming out and embracing it and making it larger and larger and larger. And now it's a 3-day party, a little like a Mardi Gras for the artists in the early fall. Oh yeah, you can see the work on vermontposter.com. That's exclusively my work, and I also have original work at ruelfineart.com. Okay, I'm Kevin Ruel, and I'm here on the corner of Kilburn and Pine in Burlington, Vermont, at the Art Hop.
Thank you so much, sir.
I've been quiet, but it's only me who knows. So I've been going on my own, fighting giants, waiting to take a shot. Who needs lions to help? Don't you see all the pride I got? Do you know how I know that the moon controls the tide? Can I know how you know no one can win from a war fought inside? How to fly to Jupiter, and when I get there, how will I survive? Or will I see any new colors before I go? How will they say I died? This is all what I've been asking. Instead of why I started losing, so my expectations fell. At first my choosing, then what was fine became a hill, and now there's mountains, and I have no idea where to start. Some idea how it happened. Could it really be so hard? Do you watch what I see as it haunted you the same? Can I watch what you see and be assured I'm not to blame? How'd I fly to bitter end? When I get there, how will I survive? Or will I see any new colors? Before I go, how will they say I died? This is all what I've been asking. As I'm standing here, nothing bad can come near. I have nothing to fear. There's no voices to hear. This is where I'll take back control. I'll break. It's about damn time redemption, kind I make. How to fly to bitter end. When I get there, how will I survive? Or will I see any new colors? Before I go, how will they say I died? This is all what I've been asking. This is all what I've been asking. Instead of why? Instead of why? Is love so fragile and the heart so hollow? Scattered with the words impossible to follow. Saying I'm fragile, I try not to be. I search only for something I can't see. I have my own life, and I am stronger than you know. Still I carry this feeling when you walked into my life, that you won't be walking out the door. Still I carry this feeling when you walked into my house, that you won't be walking out the door. Lovers forever, face to face. My city or mountain, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your leather, take from me my lace. You in the moonlight with your sleepy eyes. Could you ever love a man like me? You were right when you walked into my house. Knew I'd never wanna leave. Sometimes I'm a strong man, sometimes cold and scared, and sometimes I cry. But that time I saw you, knew that you would light my night. Somehow I'll get by. But that time I saw you, knew that you would light my night. Somehow I'll get by. Lovers forever, face to face. My city or mountain, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your leather, take from me me my legs, take from me thank you. And I look across the water and I think of all the things what you've done, and in my head I paint a picture. And since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over and stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? Hope you didn't catch a tan. Hope you found the right man. They'll fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? Did you ever pay that fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you still dizzy? Well, since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way I like to dress. Won't you come on over and stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over and stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Yeah, Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Thanks, y'all. Men not being very nice to women, and then women getting together and maybe doing something about that. Wild eyes, the kind of mean type a man really likes. Young thing drunk on rosé and red, he said, what a gift from God, took her hand and led. Poor thing didn't know she had a friend whose mother gave some good advice on how to make amends, she said. Bury the gun if you can in the yard. Bury it if you can tomorrow. Bury the gun in the yard if you can. Take the fingerprints off it. No one will care where he lands. things, yeah.
My name's Shastina, and I'm here sharing my art from my heart with everybody coming to enjoy the art hop. All these sticks I make with the sun. I use a magnifying glass, and I put my heart's intentions and prayers on them. And I love having so many people to see them. The art hop is a place where people get to see all the beautiful, vibrant culture that we have in Vermont and the greater Burlington area. Well, my studio is outside, but I do have a website. It's www.shastinarose.com. So this piece here says stay connected to all of life, and that's about how we're all connected with all of nature, every single one of us. We're connected to each other and everything that we're a part of. The words come to me through inspiration, wherever you believe inspiration comes from. Well, most of the wood is driftwood, and it's been sanded by the sand in the ocean. And then some of it is wood that I found, and I sanded one side of it to make the words pop out with contrast. But this wood comes from all over the country. I've been traveling, I've been traveling all around the country in a van for the last 3 years, so I collect this wood wherever I go, and I share it with the communities wherever I go. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of times when I'm working on these sticks, I am inspired by my environment, and since my environment is always changing, the sticks have a story about where I've been, and when people purchase them, I love to share that story. Well, I love nature. I love being outside, and I've always been drawn to driftwood. Each piece is unique, just like all of us humans. So it's like a way to collaborate with nature and the beauty of nature. Totally. Well, yeah, it's, the wood goes through the water, and I use the sun to burn on the wood. So all the elements are coming together, right? We have the earth, and the sun is the fire, and the water, and the air, the flowing currents. We're all connected through water, and this wood is traveling through the water, and yeah, it's I got a little philosophical, I guess. Yeah, well, the sun is the source of all life on our planet, right? We wouldn't be here if we weren't the perfect distance from the sun. And using the magnifying glass just harnesses that power to etch. It's basically hand laser engraving. So instead of having a computer do it, I'm collaborating with the sun and allowing it to flow through me. And the sun provides inspiration for the messages, and yeah. Thank you.
So I am the proud mother-in-law of Melissa DeTroy, who is this incredible artist whose work you see all around me. And Melissa is an incredible artist for a number of reasons. She works in pretty much all mediums. You can see over here, this is one of her oil paintings, portrait paintings that has an incredible amount of realism in it. And then she also does acrylic painting over here, this painting that she did in her postpartum time of a mother and baby. And then one of my favorites is her colored pencils. Her drawings are so specific and detailed, both the faces that she shows as well as the nature pictures next to it. Those are basically colored pencil. Amazing amount of detail in all of her work. And then over here are her watercolors, which she uses fabric dye actually for these paintings. And again, the colors are incredibly vibrant and happy. People seem to be very drawn to these pictures, even though there are a lot of flowers and nature scenes. And then this is her contemporary work over here. This is all acrylic. This is her acrylic, and then I wanted to show you her oil paintings outside. So Melissa also loves to do work with oils. So these are all small oil paintings on canvas, which she obviously can do much larger pictures of. And then up here, again, an amazing oil painting of a woman in incredible detail. And then these are all oils on wood blocks. So incredible amount of diversity. And then she also illustrated several children's books, which is what these more whimsical pictures are from. Her illustrations about parenting and children, very magical. All right, so these were both from her children's book that she did a couple of years ago about a surrogate, a dad who was going to become a parent. And again, his imagining being with his son at nighttime out under the stars. And then this again is one of her oil paintings, portrait oil paintings of a woman who's a dear friend that she did several years ago as well. So as you can see, she's very multi-talented. This is Phyllis Stambolian. I'm at the Soda Plant Gallery at the Art Hop, September 2024.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Went straight to this before they got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because they got to about that room before they were like, oh my God, there's so much. But they're just going around. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Todd Cummings. I'm an artist at Art Hop in Burlington, and I make Vermont travel posters. Yeah, my website is forestcitydesigns.com. You can find me there. I'm also on Instagram at the same name, and I have a studio in Huntington, Vermont. You can come and visit me there as well. Yeah, they're actually, I'm a graphic designer and illustrator, and these are digital illustrations that I create based on photographs that I take around Vermont, places that I like to spend time and visit. So I take photographs in the field, and I go back to my studio and I use those photos for a base to create my work. Well, Lake Willoughby in the Northeast Kingdom, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful lakes we have in the state. It's the deepest lake completely in Vermont, 380 plus feet, glacial carved, spectacular place. If you ever get a chance to visit it, please do. Lake Champlain, of course, right over yonder. This is Juniper Island, close by where we are. Spectacular sunsets here. Over here is Mount Mansfield. This is also Mount Mansfield, our highest peak in Vermont. This one is from Pleasant Valley Road, and this is West White Hill in Richmond, Vermont. This down here, this is a campfire print that I did. A place that my wife and I camp, a state park called Green River Reservoir State Park in Hyde Park, Vermont. Another spectacular paddle-in only remote campsite place. The eclipse, such an inspirational event that I was fortunate to witness, and I wanted to do a memento of the event, and I created this print. of the eclipse over Lake Champlain with the Adirondacks in the distance, and I named it Ring of Fire after the Johnny Cash song. It seemed appropriate. I do also some limited edition work where I do a limited series, and this is the latest one that I did called Moonrise in the Kingdom, based on the super moon that rises every year in Vermont. I'm Todd Cummings. I'm an artist, graphic designer, and illustrator located in Huntington, Vermont.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, James. Nice to meet you.
Oh, you're right. Oh, it's so what is this base? So as I'll do it.
My name's Sarah Schellerin, and I have a pop-up photo studio at Art Hop in Vermont, in Burlington. And I'm giving people the opportunity to come and express themselves through photo, have freedom of expression, and enjoy just being in front of the lens. All right. Art Hop means to me the freedom of expression. It allows our community to come together and share really, really important times. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here at Art Hop this year because it allows us to really show who we are as our community members. And I'm really, really appreciative of the opportunity to work with Davis Studio and to work with other people here in Burlington because I've been wanting to do this since high school, and now I'm finally here. And I opened a photo studio on Church Street, and the sky's the limit for Burlington. Sure. So my name's Sarah Schellerin. I have a photo studio on Church Street in Burlington. And if you want to get in touch with me, my first name's Sarah, last name spelled Kjelleren, and Art Hop is wonderful. I'm so grateful.
My name is Matthew, and I'm showing my art for the first time in a public space. I go by Punder Mifflin is the name of my business, and I've been selling online for about a year or two, and this is the first time I've had it out. All my stuff is basically it starts with photographs, and then I abstract it, I crop it, and then I turn it into one color like a screen print. And then I digitally print them. So some of them are more obvious what they are or not. Like this is obviously a nature scene. This is more abstract. This is actually a wood pattern. Same here. So this is basically, I think this is part of the same tree trunk that I found. And then this is another really interesting pattern I found within it. So I try to pull those out from things I find in nature. It does look like a planet, for sure. I like it because I think people see in it what they want to see. So I don't really tell them what it is. It's like if they see something, I'm like, cool, that's great. This is a black locust. There's a really awesome black locust that I found. I think it was in Shelburne, and there's just something about that feeling of that texture and that pattern that I really wanted to evoke, so I just cropped it out and turned it into something hopefully other people will find and feel. So, okay. What does a tree mean to me? I don't know. I think every time I think trees are very unique and beautiful, and I think sometimes I'm struck by trees in certain ways that I'm not struck by a lot of things. So I think I capture a lot of trees in the photos that I take. So yeah, these are pinback buttons. A lot of these are taken from similar things. So this pin right here is actually based on this. This one is this. And then there's just some other random ones. But it's basically the same idea as my prints. I just kind of make them smaller. And I just think they make cool little accessories. You know, you can put a little like thing on your jacket and make it kind of cool. So yeah, that's basically the aesthetic of it. That's the idea. Yeah, I mean, most of the photos I actually take with my phone, but I take a lot of landscape stuff, a lot of nature stuff. If you go to my Instagram, most of it is like natural landscape and stuff like that. So, and that's what initiated me to do this. I just had a lot of photos and I realized I could make something else with them. So that's where this stuff came from. We're at, my name is Matthew Oswita. We're at Sterling Hardwoods on Art Hop, first night, 2024.
My name is Mark Leone, and I am one of the owners of Sterling Hardwoods on Pine Street in Burlington, and this is the Art Hop. The Art Hop is the most enjoyable way to interact with the community in Burlington and have them see what we do. This is an ash bar, and it is a trapezoidal shape, and it is symmetrical. There's a door on the opposing sides and a shelf that runs through. And it was just intended to be a center point for a room because of the doors on both sides. The only way to safely put it into a room is in the middle of a space. So the wood is American white ash, and the process is not too much different than anything else we do. We surface the lumber, we glue it together, we surface it again, and then we start sanding. The whole process for this bar took approximately 20 hours of work. So this piece is, I believe, $1,900. We make them to order, so this particular one is not for sale, but if somebody wanted one, we would make one for them. So I initially started by creating a quick drawing, and it was a three-dimensional drawing, but obviously I drew it really quick, and so it had the trapezoidal wireframe look, and I decided I actually wanted to build it the way that the quick drawing looked. So it ended up trapezoidal in shape rather than square. So this is a desk. It is sapele mahogany and quarter sawn maple. And I just wanted to make a piece that was not square in any dimension. So two sides, while they're straight, are not parallel to each other, and then two sides are curves, and they are non-sequitur curves, so they do not line up with each other if you overlap them. So the top is an African mahogany, specifically sapele. It is quarter sawn, which is why it has the ribbony striped look to it. It is a medium density wood, and it is a wonderful wood to work with in the shop. The base of it is a quarter sawn maple, which is a very unusual maple to find. And we bought it off of a supplier because they had a very small selection of it, and we knew that it would look amazing. Well, the pieces that are at the Art Hop are made just for the Art Hop, so if they sell, we're happy about it. 90% of our work is commission through the year. That's how we support the business. So these pieces are for sale, and that's just the way it is. I'm Mark Leone. I am one of the owners of Sterling Hardwoods on Pine Street.
Justin. We're showing people what good weed should be, one jar at a time. Art Hop is one of the best expressions of art left in Vermont. It's pure, it's beautiful, and it brings the community together. Our company is called Hey Bud. We grow and sell weed. Our goal is to give the best possible quality at the best possible price to consumers all over Vermont. And we're doing that little by little. And they can find us at 47 Maple Street and soon to be the new Duncan's Auto Building up the street. We grow our weed completely organically. We're not allowed to claim that because it's a federally illegal substance. But it's the most organic, hippie-grown products that we can while still getting people as high as possible. Cannabis is art. Cannabis cultivation is art. There's a lot of science to it, but the more you get into it, the more you know that the vibe that you grow with imparts on the smoke and imparts on the experience. And so we're trying to bring culture and experience through every step of the way to finally get to the consumer and the experience. My name's Justin. We're at Art Hop.
My name is Jason Weinstein, and tonight is the first evening of Art Hop. And we are standing in front of the work that I do, which is mosaic, and being interviewed and showing my work to a lot of different people that are passing through my studio. And it's been a great evening so far. Meet a lot of people, and it's fun to get to show off for a while. It means that it's a chance for me to show the other side of what I do in this life. It's not always working, and sometimes I have fun, and this is what I do for my fun. Well, it is made of stained glass, but this table is assembled the same way that a tile floor would be assembled, where it's basically just stained glass glued with silicone that's clear, and so the light can pass through as if it were stained glass. And I just choose the designs at random, and I chose to do a cityscape, so it's all just drawn out of what came out of my head. Well, I guess that's kind of what I was hoping for, and some of the I grew up in Philadelphia, and this kind of reminded me of the cityscape of Philadelphia, minus the volcano, and I just added that for fun and whimsy. This was a project for a friend that is building some cabinetry, and he and his wife gave me the concept of energy and life, and I decided to come up with something that was Big Bang oriented, and it took me a couple years to get it completed, and this is what came of it. Eventually it will be installed in cabinet doors. My studio is at 418 Pine Street. It's G3 is the suite number, and I don't keep regular hours here, but this is where I can be found, behind Speeder and Earl's Coffee off of Pine Street.
My name is Christy Mitchell. I'm the Executive Director of SEBA, the South End Arts and Business Association. We're at the South End Art Hop, the 32nd annual event, and there are 117 locations with artist studios and businesses just to really show off what the South End is all year round. So at SEBA, I'm the Executive Director, and we do the Art Hop, but we also do the Strut Fashion Show in the spring. We curate artwork all year round in historic buildings throughout the area, and we really advocate for the interests of the artists and businesses that are in the South End Arts District. Yes. So we have an incredible website that sells all of our artists' work at SEABA.com. So SEABA.com/shop is all hundreds of pieces of artwork we have all online for people to see. And you can become a member. You can register to be part of Art Hop next year. We also have a residency program. So there's stuff we do year round, and you should definitely just follow us on Instagram, SEABAVT, and hear all about it.
Hey, I'm Teresa Solomon. We're at Art Hop 2024, and you're in my art studio down here at the south end of Burlington, and I'm site number 5 on the Art Hop map, and we're at 180 Flynn Ave, right next to Burlington Beer Company. Well, right now I'm doing this rubber stamping art. I've been doing that for about a year, and I want to take it as far as I can go. I first started out doing very simple floral pieces, sort of abstract pieces, and my rubber stamps, I carved them all myself. They were all just flowers and leaves. But now I have expanded my repertoire of stamps, and I make faces and animals and butterfly stamps, and I've been making portraits now. So that's where I'm going with my stamping. Well, they're all hand carved out of this rubber material. This one is pretty thick. And sometimes this is a goofy face. I think it's a cow with one antenna, and he's sticking his tongue out. Sometimes I'll just wing it and do something like that, but this one is a goldfish, and I used a photo reference for that, and I drew the picture on the stamping material first, and then I went in and carved out all the negative space.
The leaf, explain that. I love it's fall's coming?
Yeah, fall's coming. I have this leaf. I have a lot of leaves. I have this leaf. This is a leaf. I really have a lot. I love the leaves because in the rubber stamping, they fill in a lot of the art, and it really works. If you look at my stuff, there's a lot of leaves, and it gives it a nice flow, nice, natural, organic feeling. This one, I used stamping and stencils. I hand cut these stencils and then stamp within them. And this is sort of an abstract pattern I'm making with crows and barn swallows. Because I moved up to this area from the city, and really I love the birds on my property, and I use a bird ID app, and so I have learned about birds just by watching them. I really love crows though. There are crows in a lot of my work. I really love them. Okay. So here's a crow, and I really like doing women's hair and making it big and crazy. So I used a bunch of different stamps in this. I used one kind of stamp in her face. I made her purple, and there's a crow on her head. That's all. It just made sense to me. And these two, I wanted, again, to work with the idea of women's hair and intertwining, and maybe they're thinking the same thoughts, maybe they're the same person. She's sort of grumpy though. She's not really liking what this one's the vibe she's giving out. Yeah, but the hair is just another instance of using hair as a motif. And then this one is my big portrait. It was a big leap from the hair women to actually doing a big giant portrait that is, sort of lifelike, but it's all made up of stamps, and there are funny stamps in there. There's, again, a lot of flowers and leaves, and then I've also use the stenciling as well. So there's birds in this person's head.
Explain that.
Well, that's exactly what I would like the viewer to how I want them to experience it. I want them to see the piece from far away and just see it as, okay, it's a portrait, it's a cool looking portrait, and then as they get closer, it does become abstract as you like focus in on a section of, let's say, the hair. And it's up to the viewer to discover, oh, there's a funny face, oh, there's a hand, there's a, there's a bunny. I really want to give the viewer something to look at. Okay, so this is another part of the studio. I also like to draw by hand up here, and this piece is called the Front Row Fashionistas. They're all in the front row of a fashion show, waiting for it to begin. They're looking out at the paparazzi photographer, and I love to draw hands. And I exaggerated some. All of their legs are exaggerated. They're crazy fashiony shoes. And I love to draw faces, and I just made these up out of my head. Hi, welcome. Okay, so these are some of my other paintings. This is a whole different style of painting where I'm looser. I've got some crazy characters. It all just comes out of my head. I have a friend, and we collaborated on these two, and it's her poetry in there. And then these just, I love the color pink, and they're just these crazy characters out of my head. Okay, so this is on an easel. I paint, sometimes I put my big paintings on an easel. It's easier, I can move it around, and this painting I started 10 years ago. This is a work in progress for 10 years. And I put it down in the basement, and I brought it up 5 years ago, threw these faces on there, and then I put it back in the basement. And so I just found it again, and I thought, I'll just, let's give it some light. So this is Sunburned Baby. He has a very bad sunburn. He's also looking at his phone or falling asleep because his phone is very boring. I love to draw hands, like I said, and I love to paint hands, and this painting really is all about his hands. So yeah, these are cumulus clouds. I did some research and found some cloud reference, and I just wanted to do sort of a collage, but with painting. And I use, a dog's head, and this is someone's hand, and this is a completely different body, and I threw in a kitten and other hands that obviously don't belong to these people. I play around with exaggerations in the body, like this person has no hips or torso, but I really love to do faces and eyes. Okay, so these are some more of my paintings with the weird figures. This is Smoking Weed and Talking Noise. This is called Big Pimpin'. That's a song by Jay-Z I was listening to a lot. And this is called High Heels on the Beach. She's very mad at this person thing. I don't know, because he told her they were going to go somewhere, but he didn't tell her it was the beach, and so she wore high heels, and high heels are not fun to walk in if you're on the beach. Keep going? All right. Okay, so these are actually photos I had printed in black and white on canvas. They're photos from my trail cam. So this was all captured at night, and then I painted over them. So I painted the pink on, and the blue and the yellow, and then I added these auras around them because it's spiritual, and I wanted to show how spiritual the whole universe is, and these animals are. I think the animals are the most special part of the whole universe. I'm Teresa Solomon. My studio is at 180 Flynn Avenue. It's next to the Burlington Beer Company. I'm on the far left of the greenhouse. and this is Art Hop 2024, and you're in my studio. And Art Hop is the one time of the year I get to open my studio up to people who want to see art, and they come in here and you know, groove on it and vibe on it, and I hope they like it.